Hello and welcome to Sparks and Volts. Today we have a Cupra Formentor, which is the first model released by the independent brand with SEAT. So this is a very exciting car because it's actually the plug-in hybrid version, 1.4 litre engine with around 150 brake horsepower and then like an extra 90 from the electric motor. So in case you don't know, Cupra for a long time was the brand for SEAT that did their sporty cars, but now they're actually making their own models. So rather than a SEAT Leon Cupra, SEAT, just like AMG are doing with Mercedes with the AMG GT, etc., Cupra are making their own model of cars. This one, you can see how sporty it looks. Despite being a SUV, it almost looks like a hot hatch in a way. You've got 19-inch alloys, very sporty seats, really funky LED lights that we're going to show you. It's just a really sporty car. So as you can see, really nice rear end. I actually prefer the rear to the front of the car. I love the badge, really sporty looking. It's quite low down. I mean, look at this. You can almost, you feel like you could cut your finger on that. Really wide arch. To me, it gives it that baby Lamborghini Urus feel, and I feel like they're doing that on purpose because obviously SEAT's part of the Volkswagen group, so that makes sense to me. Lovely looking car, I must say. So when I first saw this car on Instagram about a year ago, I was really excited, but it didn't make sense to me. A plug-in hybrid from a car's sport sub-brand didn't really make sense, but I thought maybe they're making it like, you know, how Porsche have implemented their hybrid systems that actually make cars more sporty. So I'm really excited to drive this car. Hopefully it's not a disappointment. So essentially, this is the same underneath engine and hybrid motor wise as the Golf GTE, and from what I've seen on YouTube and written by car journalists, that works really well. I've already been in the car as a passenger and I can tell you that it's actually a very comfortable car, really nice on the motorway at 70 miles per hour. You know, you feel like you're floating on the road, but then round Twight Bends I was quite nervous on the way to this destination where the driver was putting his foot down. So it seems like a really fun car to drive. Let's hop in now and have a little look. Right, so finally in the driver's seat behind one of these. Starts off in full electric mode, as you can imagine. Engine's on now. Now this car, the owner tells me he puts a full tank of fuel in every 3 months. That's absurd. He lives about a 15-minute drive away from work and the car can just go there and back in full electric mode only, and where he parks at work he can even charge it there as well. So I can see why these cars seem really appealing to the modern day needs now. Now I have to say, a lot of these plug-in hybrids and even full electric cars, for example, I was in my friend's Golf ID4 not so long ago. That's supposed to be the equivalent of a Touareg, and it was the most uncomfortable car I've ever been in. I don't know if it's the weight from the electric motors, I don't know, but honestly I was sitting in the back and every time there was even just a little bump in the road I was, you know, crapping myself because I thought my back was going to break. This, despite being a sportier car, to me is more comfortable, and I feel like it can get away with having a firm ride because it is a Cupra. It is supposed to be a sporty car at the end of the day. Right now we're in comfort mode and it's just so easy to drive. I'm just gliding through these little side roads in Epping. Really nice. I love the steering wheel, proper sporty looking steering wheel. When you look in the wing mirror you really see that rear bulge, and it does make you feel like you're in a baby Urus. It is a really cool car, this. You know, I think this one is about £36,000. I think compared to what else is out there, it's a really good price. if you're not a proper badge snob, I can't see why you wouldn't like this. Really good car so far. I just spat everywhere there. So now, of course, this car comes with all the modern gadgets that you'd expect. For example, the rear view camera is absolutely amazing. It can park itself, which I've seen it do. I'll try and get a clip of it doing that for you guys. It's also got the cruise control where, you know, it will speed up and slow down for you. You know, it knows what the speed limit is on each road. I mean, a lot of modern cars have that, so it's reassuring to know that this has it too. Right, let's go for some naughty driving. Sport mode, foot down. Oh, bloody hell, that was 70 miles an hour quite quickly. Brakes are good, brakes are good. Oh, having this really sporty steering wheel really helps as well. I love the flat bottom. I love the fact that the middle's really bulgy. Sexy Cupra badge on it. It's a fun car, this. It's a fun car. And it's practical. It's an SUV, remember. It's got a decent sized boot. I've been told that it's perfect for the airport runs. Easily can fit 2 large suitcases and a couple smaller ones as well. I feel like this one doesn't have that fake noise being projected. That's probably on the one on the spec above this. It also doesn't have Cupra mode, which is on the spec above this. So this just has comfort and sport. But you can have a good laugh in this car. I mean, if you can drive to work every day and back using electric mode only, and then the very rare chances you get in this country to actually have some fun and put your foot down, and it can put a smile on your face doing that too. What a great car. Well done, Cupra. Well done, Cupra. 145 brake doesn't actually sound like a hell of a lot, but when you think about it, that's the sort of power that when those new modern diesel engines from like 2007 in like a CLS and BMW 5 Series, they had about that much power, and they were bloody quick, and they had a lot of torque as well. This car, when you put your foot down, this is just in comfort mode. When you put your foot down, it does move in a way that's quite surprising, really, considering this is just I think a mid-range model. There is one above this with a Golf R engine, just a 2-litre Golf R engine. God, that must be really fun to drive. It would be really cool if they made that one with a plug-in hybrid as well, but then it would probably cost way too much money that someone is willing to put down for a Cupra. The driving position of this car is something that stands out to me as being really different. I can see the whole bonnet ahead of me. Really bulgy as well. You feel like you're in a muscle car if you were to just see what's in front of you, and then you'd realize you're in a plug-in hybrid when you hear it start in electric mode. But I like the way it's reflecting light. This one is black and it just looks really sexy. Again, I know I've already said, but looking in the rear view mirror and stuff, the wing mirrors, sorry, really nice. I love the digital dash. I mean, Volkswagen, I think, do it the best, man. When I say Volkswagen, I mean all VW groups, Porsche, Seat, even Skoda have really nice looking digital dashes. This one's got all that fancy stuff where you can put your maps in the middle, so you don't have to keep looking at the screen. Just little things like that I think really help. This car, you can't see it at the moment, has ambient lighting as well. However, the owner has told me that the infotainment system, despite how nice it looks, can actually be quite glitchy, and there's this thing where you can have different driver profiles, for example. So when someone else gets in the car, they can have their own driver profile, and the car will have the ambient lighting that they chose, the seating position they chose. But he's told me that when they use that, it tends to freeze, it gets a bit glitchy. I don't know if that's with all of them or whether he's just unlucky, but that's something he's definitely got to contact Cupra about and get sorted out. Negatives about the car: this silly aircon system that's on all new Volkswagen cars, the Skodas as well. It doesn't even light up at night, so when you're driving at night you have no idea how to lower or raise the temperature. I mean, it's not the end of the world, but what's a company like Volkswagen thinking, honestly, to make that mistake across their whole range of brands as well? What else? Is there anything else? So also the glitchy infotainment system. It's such a shame because you see it in pictures and you think, wow, it looks amazing, and you imagine it to be as responsive and easy to use as something like an iPad, but none of them really are. And it's why I'm not a huge fan of these new infotainment systems personally. I'd rather have more buttons to press rather than everything being touchscreen. I think it's quite a hassle. Plus you get a lot of finger marks on this. When you lock and unlock the car, the lights do a really nice animation. Also, when you open the door, there's a nice Cupra badge lighting up on the floor, which looks really cool at night as well. Just gives the car a bit more wow factor. I mean, all in all, to conclude the review, I think it's a great car within its price range. I think I'd rather this than a full electric car personally. I'm not ready to let go of the petrol engine yet, and this is a great example of a marriage of a petrol engine and electric motor perfectly in harmony. I mean, this car can achieve 170 miles per gallon apparently. My friend sort of confirms it by he only has to fill it up once every 2 or 3 months. That's ridiculous. I know not everyone lives a 15-minute drive from work, so that might not be the case for everybody, but even if a lot of your journey can be in full electric mode and then just that small amount in petrol as well, that will make a big difference. And nowadays with fuel prices going up, it just seems more relevant than ever to own a car like this. The fact that you can have some fun in it as well is just a bonus. You know, I have to say well done to Cupra. I can't compare this to any other car really because I haven't driven one like this. But it's comfortable, it's nice. I prefer this to a VW ID4 or ID3. It has got a firm ride, don't get me wrong, but it's very smooth. And when you go over bumps, you kind of want that reassurance of a firm ride in this car because it is supposed to be the sporty brand. But yeah, all in all, great car. Few annoying little things like the glitchy infotainment system. That's probably the case with most of these new infotainment systems, to be honest. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. If you like the video, please like and subscribe. I'm going to try and be more consistent from now on. So please join the Sparks and Volts family.